What's going on, everyone? It's Gustavo, and this is my review of the campaign of the new Modern Warfare 3. As with all my reviews, I will not be giving a score, as I really don't like the various assumptions and the problems that come along with them. Before we start, feel free to leave any comments or disagreements down below. All feedback is welcome. To start off, the campaign is really short. Call of Duty campaigns are often pretty short as it is, but this one, from mission length to overall time to complete, is lacking in length. My whole recording, starting from pressing new game to when the mid-credit cutscene finishes, was just under 4 hours. This is all cutscenes included. The missions themselves feel like you're speedrunning the game, with objectives being easily completed at a breakneck pace. The cutscenes don't do much to extend the game's length, as they're straight to the point and leave out too much, and leave you wondering what the hell is happening. Speaking more about the missions themselves, there are two different types of missions. You have your classic Call of Duty missions, linear with action set pieces, scripted uses of modern weaponry, but these aren't as good as they've been in the past, with many of the scripted events not matching the tension levels of something like the Gillies in the Mist. Also, they are super basic. Shoot a group of enemies, move forward, listen to your squad mates talk, and then shoot some more enemies. The moments that are new to the series are boring, like pressing melee to push a POW to walk faster every few seconds. The second type of mission is a semi-open world Spec Ops like missions. There's something that can be built upon here, but it doesn't do that. Maybe it was a short dev cycle or the shift from the second year DLC to full-fledged game, but I think this is where Sledgehammer Games could have introduced something really cool to the series. In these missions, you're given the freedom to do the objectives in any order, somewhat, with new weapons and equipment laid out across the map for you to find. Without any push or need to find these, you just pass them by and go on with your day, and you're not missing much, trust me. Nothing will happen. You're given the choice in these missions to be loud, or be stealthy, but I did not find anything special here, just marking enemies, killing them outside of the other enemies. It feels like with some more love, they could have given these missions some really cool replayability, something special, but alas, we are stuck with what we got. Moving on to the story, there are some issues I want to talk about. While there isn't anything bad about the tale they tell in this installment, there isn't anything particular good. The cutscenes, as mentioned before, are confusing. You jump from one character to the next between missions without any closure or fanfare. You may be playing Farah one mission, then suddenly the next cutscene is Captain Price and the crew discussing what their next mission is. It's pretty obvious some of these cutscenes were originally Spec Ops intros, with the assumption being that you select these from a menu before you start. It does get better the further you go into the game, with the narrative threads being tied together and less jumping around between the missions. The story itself doesn't really get any more interesting though. Sometimes past characters just kind of appear out of nowhere, just to remind you they exist. Even certain events that should shock you do not, because your eyes are kind of just glazed over by the time they happen. The first mission's cutscenes and the last few cutscenes are all that is necessary to feel like you've heard the full game's tale. Gameplay wise, this game is Call of Duty. It is the same as it's always been, and if you like the last few games, you will enjoy the gameplay. It is strange that some of the additions from the last year's game aren't in this game. There isn't any scavenging and crafting. Both these aspects from Modern Warfare 2 that I felt could have been expanded on and created a more compelling gameplay loop for future generations of the game. To sum up my thoughts, this game is not a good game. But it isn't as horrible or dreadful as some have led others to believe. The $70 price tag is way too steep for the campaign we got. But we have to remember there's a lot of multiplayer content we haven't had a chance to dive into and judge. That said, I can't wait till these games are available on Game Pass, and I don't have to spend $70 on Call of Duty ever again. Hopefully. There is one last thing though. Hopefully with Microsoft owning the IP now, we can stop these yearly releases with rehashed ideas and copy and paste locations. We all know that money corrupts, and that these promises and proposals can fall to the wayside, unfortunately. Nonetheless, thank you for watching my review of Modern Warfare 3's campaign. If there's anything you disagree with or felt that I misrepresented, feel free to leave any feedback or comments down below. Nothing is off limits. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one.